Hi YouTube, welcome back. Today's workout is a Mobility Pilates Flow. So we're gonna focus part of the workout in the beginning around getting some movement into our joints, feeling really loose and limber, and then we're gonna move into the formal Pilates portion of today's workout. The only prop we will need for today is a yoga block, so make sure you have that handy, and let's get started. We're gonna start off today in a quadruped position, so I want you to find your hands on your mat right underneath your shoulders. Your knees are about hip width apart and they're right underneath your hips. So you have that nice tabletop position from your wrists down to your knees. From here, we're gonna do a couple cat-cows and we're gonna begin to sync our breath with our movement. So I want you to inhale as you go down, big exhale as you curl, bring everything up. Pulling your belly in towards your spine, changing the shape of your spine. And then I want you to relax it down, inhale into that belly like you had a full meal. Exhale, we pull everything up. Let's do 6 more together. So we're focusing on getting a lot of movement into our spine as we move it in both directions. I saw someone say, which of these is the cat, which of these is the cow? Because cat obviously is this one, but cows kind of do neither. So where did that name come from? It's a really good question, honestly. Go up and back. Last one here. Don't forget about that breathing, and let's go back to our neutral spine. So with that neutral spine, let's just do some hip circles here. So you can walk your hands out a little bit further. I want you to send your hips back, create a big hinge in your hips, push yourself to the side, come forward almost like you're about to do a push-up, and then bring it back. We'll do 6 in each direction. So really sitting your hips back, getting some movement into our hip joints. Last 2, my hips are cracking a little bit. I need this mobility flow just as much as anyone else. Hopefully the mic isn't picking up on my hips cracking. Send it back and around. Last 3 here. 2. And 1, perfect. Now I want you to flip your fingertips to face your body carefully, as long as you don't have any wrist issues, so that your elbows are gonna face inwards. So taking your hands from here, one hand at a time, I want you to point your fingers backwards, as far as you can comfortably. Still staying in that tabletop position from here, I just want you to do little circles for your wrists. Feel that stretch through your forearms here. And we'll do 6 in each direction here as well. And reverse, other way around. And you can also circle with your hips a little bit. So smaller circles than we were doing before, really focusing on feeling that stretch. 2. And 1, great job. Let's go back to that standard quadruped position we had in the beginning. We're gonna lift that left knee up. With that knee lifted, rooting through both of your hands in that right knee, I want you to externally rotate, and then I want you to internally rotate. So you're moving through that left hip as you bring that knee in and out. Hopefully your hips are nice and warm already from those circles. We're just deepening that twist. Moving it in and out. Let's do 3 more, then we'll switch sides. In and out. And now let's switch to the other side, same thing. Keeping your spine really still. Twist and twist. 2 and 1. Perfect. Now we're going to switch it up a little. We'll go back to that left side, and I want you to create bigger movement with your spine with this one. So you're going to watch your leg go one way, and then you're going to watch it come the other way. So we're getting a nice curve, some lateral movement as we bring it in and out. Last one, we'll do the same on the other side. Let's get that nice bend to our spine as we twist. You watch your foot go one way and the other way. Twist and twist. This one feels kind of silly, but I promise it's really great for your spine and for your hips. 2 and 1. Place your knees down. Now let's come forward with that left leg and keep our right knee down. I want you to open up really wide here. Feel that stretch backward and then come forward, crunching down towards that thigh. Let's do 6 more. Inhale as we come in. Big exhale as we release it back. 2, and 1, that nice back bend. Now I want you to take your right hand down. Let's get a nice thoracic twist. So I want you to twist, leaning in towards that thigh, twisting towards the ceiling with your left hand. Hold for a second here, and then let's add in rotation. So we come down and we open it up. If you want to deepen this here, you can curl your toes under as well. So you're coming down and you're twisting to open. Feel that stretch through your front hip flexor, little twisting through your back. And 1, great job. Plant both hands down, send that knee back, sit your hips back, and we'll do the same on our right side. So we come forward, we start with those back bends. Left knee stays planted down. We find that inhale, that big exhale, we open up to the ceiling and bring it down. Why is this mobility heating me up a little bit? I'm starting to feel warm. That is because I'm so tight. I sit way too much throughout the day. 3 more. And 1. Perfect. Let's plant that left hand down. Let's find that really nice deep rotation. We twist as much as we can. Remember to curl those toes under if you did on the other side. And then let's go for that twist. We come down. We open it up. Last 2. And 1. Great job. Send it back. Give yourself a little stretch forward back. And let's come all the way down to our backs. We're actually going to come down to our side. I want you to plant your left elbow down. Find that elbow right underneath your shoulder. Find engagement through your abdominals. So I want you to make sure that you're not sinking deep into that mat. So you're active, you're pushing down through that elbow and you're lifting, keeping your core active here. From here, we're gonna lift our right leg up. We're gonna bring our right fingertips behind our ears. As that right leg comes forward, we're gonna open up to the back of the room. Exhale, sweep it back to starting position. So we open up here, nice twist, sweep to pull it back. 6 more together. Trying to keep that lift to your leg. You may feel that outer glute. I really want you to focus on making sure you're not sinking into your shoulder here. You come forward, you get that twist, you pull it back and get that twist. Last one. And lower it down. Perfect. Let's swivel around. Same thing on the other side. We're coming down to that right elbow. We're bringing our left fingertips, remember, not sinking into our elbow here. So we're keeping a nice lift. We're keeping active obliques. We're gonna lift, keeping energy through that left leg. If you can, you give it a nice point. Left fingertips come behind your ears. As you go forward with that foot, you open up to the ceiling. My back just cracked, that felt good. And then you come back in. So you twist to open. Exhale, bring it back. Twist to open. And bring it back. Four more. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Open and bring it down. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab that yoga block. Grab it long ways with your hands. And I just want you to reach forward, trying to reach over your toes with that block. And then I want you to peel your spine up. Come back to a nice tall spine. Reach forward, feel that stretch through the back of your legs, and then come all the way up. Last 6 here. Exhale as we reach it forward. Inhale as we bring it back. I'm keeping my feet close together here, but if it's more comfortable, you can widen your feet. And think about that articulation, so roll up through your spine at the top. Last 3. Reach as far as you can. You may notice you can get that yoga block a little bit further each time. Okay, perfect. Let's plant that yoga block right next to our right leg. For this one, I want you to activate through your core, so belly button pulled in towards your spine. Lift from the top of your head from here. If you can, you're gonna take your fingertips behind your ears. If not, you can cross your hands across your chest. We're just gonna do a little bit of hip work here. So I want you to lift up and tap it down. Up and down. If you wanna level to this, you're gonna make the block a little bit higher. And you're gonna lift up and lower it down, lift up and lower it down. Whoo, this one is tough on the hip flexors. I have very weak hip flexors, which lead to a lot of my hip pain, so I really need this one. Last two. You may feel this in your quad as well. Last one, and let's lower it down. And we'll switch sides. So keep that same height that you had for the other side. Bring it right outside. Now your left leg. Stay tall with your spine, hands crossed across your chest. We're lifting up, we're tapping that heel down, and we're bringing it up. Not changing the shape of our spine, so really focusing on our control here as we lift, trying to avoid any momentum. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Take a second and let's reset. Now let's get ready for the true Pilates work. So hopefully you're feeling nice and limber. We got some stretching, we got some movement in. Now we're gonna work on our core using this yoga block. With that yoga block handy, we are going to place it underneath what's called our sacrum, or this bony part of your tailbone. Find a good positioning that feels comfortable where you can still get a nice range of motion for your legs. We're gonna come all the way down so that our head and shoulders are rested down onto the mat. I want you to reach your hands up to the ceiling, knees come in tabletop. From here, we're gonna reach our right leg out, and we're gonna reach our left hand back. So we go back. And then I want you to exhale, bring everything in. See how different this feels than if you did these on the floor? You get a little deeper range of motion with the elevation of your hips here. So use that to your advantage. Focus on that exhale, drawing everything in, reaching that leg out as far as you can. Keeping energy through your leg as you point towards whatever direction you're facing. For me, it's point towards my windows with my toes. Four more, each side, of course. And make sure you're not just swinging out of control here. Last two. Last one. And bring it in. Next up, I want you to keep your arms up to the ceiling for this one. You're gonna meet the insides of your big toes together. So you're creating a diamond shape with your inner thighs. From here, we're gonna take that whole diamond shape, not change this shape so our knees are staying nice and wide. Toes go down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't get all the way to the mat. Exhale, bring it all the way up. Make sure your spine or that low back is staying connected with your yoga block as you do this. We go down with control. And we exhale, bring everything up with control. So no momentum at all here. Holding that slight external rotation of our knees, using our outer glutes to help us keep that shape. Two more. As low as you can go. See if you can maximize that range of motion on this last one. All the way down, 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 down. Exhale, bring everything together. And up, perfect. Let's plant our feet down. Let's take that block. Now we're gonna place it in our inner thigh. So we're gonna get a little inner thigh action. I want you to either keep it short or long, depending on how your hips are, how tight your hips are feeling after a mobility work. I'm gonna personally go for the thinnest width here. You're going to squeeze your inner thighs together. We're gonna find a tabletop position. So try to bring the block pretty low so you feel that activation through your inner thighs. I want you to hold. We're gonna hold an ab curl for this one. Similar to what we were just doing, your toes are gonna go down from this curl. Tap your toes down, squeeze your inner thighs together, come up. We have 10 of these. Exhale, squeeze. See if you can lift those shoulders up a little bit more. Do not pull from your neck. So although you can support your hand with your head or your head with your hands, make sure you're not pulling here. It's a lift from this sternum area where your heart is. So I really want you to try to lift. Keep your elbows wide. Last 3 here. 2. Lift a little higher for the last one. And lower it down. Great job. We're still hanging on to that block. If you need to, you can release through your low back by shimmying side to side here. For the next one, we're gonna take the yoga block, we're gonna connect it with our elbow, and we're gonna rotate. So we should have really great mobility in that upper spine like we did before. We're gonna hold that connection between our elbow and the block. If you want more of a challenge, you're gonna go the shorter width. Less of a challenge, you're gonna go the longer width. So from here, I want you to take your left leg while we press hard through our left elbow and right thigh. Left leg goes in, left leg goes out. Keep that rotation. Really hard to talk when you're twisted. You don't get the same air. So bear with me while we do 4 more. 3, great. 2, and 1, lower it down. Take a second, we're gonna go right back to that position, except this time, instead of that leg going in and out, you're just gonna give me length to your leg. We're gonna do 6 of those. So you're gonna hold that connection, that left leg goes up and down. So hold that twist, left leg goes up and comes down. Keep a point to your left toes. Feel it through your left side oblique. Last 3, last 2. Ooh, feeling this one, last one. And break, great work. We do unfortunately have to do the other side, but don't worry, you got this. So now we have the other side. Pick the same width of the block that you did on your opposite side. We're gonna twist, find that rotation. We're going in and out with that right leg. Length to your leg. Try to really peel your right shoulder blades off while you keep that connection. This side may be a little trickier than your last side. That is okay, feel that challenge through your obliques. And if this is too much, you can drop the block. Last 3, 2, and 1. Take a second. We have those straight legs up and down up next. Ooh, this side is definitely more difficult for me than the last side, but that's okay. Your body's also getting a little fatigued at this point. Let's connect to that block. Let's find that twist. Let's hold. We have 6. Try to stay as still as you can. Point those right toes. Last 3, last 2, last 1, and lower it down. We're gonna go back all the way down to our back with our head and shoulder blades down. We're gonna take the block and we're gonna place it on our shins. This is a fun little test of how much you're controlling your body as you move. We are going to keep the block on your shins. I want you to reach with a curl up, reach your hands back, drive your knees in towards your nose, grab that block, and then reach the block back. Hold the curl. We have 10 more together here. Reach it out. Really focus on the length of your legs so that block stays in place. Great job. Lift, curl as you come up. 5 more. Keep that belly drawn in as you exhale. Keep that connection with your spine and your mat, protecting your low back. Last 2. Great job. Reach. Last one here. Squeeze those legs together and bring it back. We're gonna take that block again and place it in your inner thighs to finish off core here. So nice tight squeeze of your inner thighs. You're gonna meet me in either a modified plank or a full plank. If you can do the full plank, we're gonna press it all the way out and we're gonna tap our knees down. Squeezing that block in between our inner thighs. We have 8. If you're down on your knees here, I just want you to squeeze that block and give me some shoulder taps. So side to side, staying low with your hips tucked under. If you're in that full plank, you're getting me 4. Last 3. Last 2, tap it down, really squeeze those inner thighs. Last 1, and break. Great job, sit it back. So you have the option again for this one to be in that modified position where you have that slight tuck under, you're forward, you're gonna take it from one side, you pull it to the other without rocking too much through your hips. Let's do 12 passes here. Keep that core active. Exhale as you reach. Inhale as you reset to switch hands. Eight more passes here. Keep those hips down if you want more of that challenge. You're in that full plank while you pass. Focusing on your core control so you're not wobbling side to side. Last 3 passes. Last 2. Last 1. And break. Let's get a little bit deeper into our lower body. So I want you to take the block, place your hands on either side, long ways of the block. So the block is this direction. Place your hands firmly. Find your knees a little bit wider than hips width apart. Curl your toes under, sit your hips back. From here, I want you to press, activating through your chest as you press into that block. I want you to hip thrust as you come up, bend your elbows. Send those hips back down to a hover, squeeze your glutes, feel that lengthening to your glutes, very important here, and press to hip thrust, bring it forward. Let's do 10 more together. Just waking up those glutes, getting that deep stretch, keeping your back really flat. Let's do 7. Hip thrust forward for 6. For 5. Last 4. Last 3. 2. Send it back really low. Last 1. Now I want you to find length through your spine. We're going to reach our hands out, still keeping that active pressure. We're going to do a thigh stretch here. So a little bit of a stretch for our quads as we lean it back. If you have any knee issues here, I want you to really be mindful of your range of motion. Don't go too far back, but I want you to still curl your toes under so you can stay grounded. Reach your arms out long, active press from either sides. Send it back, and then I want you to exhale, bring it forward. So we're keeping everything long from the top of our head to our tailbone. We have 6. Abs pulled in. Last 4. Lean back as far as you can go. Last 3. Make sure you're not arching through your back. Using that core to keep that length to your spine. And 1. Perfect. Now we're going to get into that lower body a little bit more. You're going to place the block down on the ground here. Option to grab a pair of dumbbells if you want to make this a little bit more challenging. From here, you are going to place your right foot on top of that block. You're going to put all of your body weight into the block from here. We're going to do some reverse lunges. So I want everything rooted through that right foot. You're going to step yourself back. You're going to find a deep 90 with both of your legs. Then I want you not to push off from that back left leg. You're going to push off from your right leg, come back to standing. Let's do 10 more of those together. So we lower it down. We press through that heel, little toe tap as we come up. So we're trying to keep everything through that right side. If you have those dumbbells, they're coming side to side on either side of your shin. Exhale as you press through that heel, making sure your feet are staying about hips width apart. Try not to put any weight into that left side. Let's step it back again here. Exhale, bring it forward. Perfect. 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. On the last one, we're going to hold it low. Let's find that low hold. We bring it up and down. For 10. 9. Get a little lower. 8. Try to keep those hips nice and level. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent job. Shake it off. We're going to stay on that right leg. So I want you to, I'm just going to do it so I can face you directly. You're going to place your right foot on the block again here. And we're going to do some sumo squats from here. So I want you to step yourself out wide. Find that squat. Same thing. We tap to bring it up. So now we're moving laterally, training our legs in a different direction. And again, all that hip mobility that we did is really helpful here. So you can get nice and wide. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Try not to use gravity here, so with control as we go down. Last 1. Now I want you to find a low hold. You're going to raise your right heel off that block. We're going to lower it down. Find a pulse from here for 12, 10, as low as you can. 8, keep that heel nice and high. Feel it more through the front of your legs here. 5, 4, great work. 3, 2, and 1. Break. Give yourself a second. Shake out that right leg, and we're going to do the same series on our left side. So now we step with our left foot. Our left foot comes to the block. We put all of that weight through our left side. We're stepping that right leg back behind us for a reverse lunge. We go down, and we step it up. Little light tap with our big toe. Great job. Really press through that left heel, waking up that right side, left side. You'll still probably feel it a little bit in that right, especially that right quad as you come back. We're holding it low for those pulses. In 2. And 1. We go really low as you can. Really root through that heel. Use your breath. Try to get both of those knees to 90. Keep that right knee right underneath your hips. Last 5. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Shake it out and let's move that block. So now we start with that firm placement of our left foot. So find your left foot to that block. We're gonna start with those big sumo squats here. So slight turn out of your toes and we come back to tap it in. Again, no momentum. So I don't want you just making this cardio. Really try to lift yourself up through that left side. We're holding it low with that heel high coming up. Really try to sit your butt back. Keep your spine nice and long. 2. And 1. Let's hold it low. Let's bring that heel up. We go down. As low as you can. Get that nice external rotation through your knees. Feel it through the front of your legs for 4, 3. You got this. 2. And 1. Woo. Shake it out. Great job. Okay, let's do a little bit more for the front of our thighs here. I want you to connect your heels. Ball of your feet are placed down on the ground. Your heels are connected, so you have a little V shape with your feet here. From here, we're gonna find a nice deep squat. I want you to squat as low as you can. Press to bring yourself up. If you've done footwork on the reformer, this is a similar action, but it will feel a little bit different, because you're pushing away from the floor instead of moving your body with the carriage. 5. Last 4, really low, sit it back. 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold low. Give me 15. Last 10, you got this. Stay strong. Take a break if you need to. Get right back into it. 7, 6, little lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guys are so strong. Today we're gonna finish the same way we started. We'll finish off these glutes from a quadruped position. So I want you to find your knee underneath the block. Let's start with our right knee on the block. Your left knee is gonna hover. I want you to start by just reaching that left leg back and slowly resisting to bring it back in. So reach it back here. Not changing the shape of your spine at all. So as you pull it in, keeping that nice length to your back, that nice 90-degree bend to your knee. Last 5 here. Last 2. And 1. On the next one, I want you to send your hips back. That right knee comes behind your left. Bring it all the way out. Give me a reach, a push up with your head to the ceiling, and we come back in. So we'll do it together. Knee bends to 90. Left knee comes behind your right knee. Send your hips back, leaning back here. Then I want you to press through that glute, come out. Straighten out that leg. Kiss that forehead down. Perfect. Let's do a few more together here. Bend that knee in. Twist, open up your hips. That right knee comes down toward the floor. You send those hips back. You reach that leg out straight behind you, and we go for that push-up. Curl it in. I know this one requires a lot of coordination. Send your hips back. You should primarily be feeling this through your right glute. Kiss that forehead down. Let's do 6 more together here. Curl it in. Send it back. Reach it out. Kiss that forehead down. Last 5. Curl. Send it back. Try to stay light through the heels of your hands as you send it back. Really isolate that glute. Reach it out. Kiss your forehead down. Curl. Whew. You should be feeling that heat build to your right side with that knee that's on your block. Forehead comes down. Last 3. Curl. Down. Reach. Kiss it back. Curl. Last 2. Send it back. reach, kiss it down. Last one, curl, tap, really get that nice twist. That's why we did mobility to start. Reach it out, head comes down and back. Perfect. Let's switch knees. Pull that block over to your left side, and now it's your left knee on the block. So starting in that quadruped position, we go just for those straight donkey kicks back. So we go with a lift, keeping our abdominals in. We reach that knee up to the sky. Reach, squeeze. Isolating here, not changing the shape of your spine at all, not using any momentum. Last 4. We have 3. Then we're going for that funky little multi-part move that we were just doing. Last 2. You got this, stay strong. Last 1. Let's hold here. We go down and around. Tap that knee down as much as you can. Exhale, bring it out. We go for that length. Kiss your forehead down. Really let the weight come into your hands so you feel it in your triceps. Right knee comes in. Send your hips back. Press it forward. Reach the leg out. Give me that little forehead kiss. That sounded so weird. You know what I mean. Push up down. Curl it in. Send it down and around. You got this. We're almost through with our lower body. We got to end on a strong note. We'll do a little core burner and then we're done, I promise. Lift and reach. Forehead comes down. 4 more. You got this. Get that length to your leg. Last 2 here. Curl. Make sure each move is nice and distinct. Those hips really come back, almost like a little child's pose, before we launch it forward. Curl it in. Last 2. Last 1. Curl. Send the hips back. Reach. And lower it down. Great work. Take a second. Shake out those hips. Maybe a quick little child's pose before we transition here. Last move we'll do here, you're gonna sit on top of your block. I want you to find a tabletop position with your knees. Bend through your elbows, press to push yourself up. Let's do 8 of these, just elbow presses back and up. Make sure you're pretty centered on your block so it's not gonna flip from behind you. Last 4. Last 3, 2. I know I said abs, but you are getting abs and a little bit of arms. And 1. Now I want you to add in an extension as you go down. Give me 8 on each side. You got this. Reach those toes long. Send those elbows back. 5. You got this. Last little push. 4. Give me that length to your legs. 3. Really lift in between each. Don't cheat yourself any reps. Really lift it up. Last 1, you got it. And break. Whew. Great work. Thanks for sticking with me for today's Move with Mojo Flow. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week.